Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a twin flame reading. I am going to check into the divine masculine, but I also am going to talk about just a lot of themes going on and things that are affecting divine feminine as well. I've had a lot on my mind lately. I did want to address some things, but I also kind of want to get into the reading right away. So I'm going to see what comes up as I pull the cards, because I'm sure it will align with what's going on, okay? So thank you guys for your gifts from my Amazon wish list. I have been putting it down below in the description. I received Witch's Wisdom yesterday, so thank you so much to the person who sent me this deck. I'm going to start off with this. So let's see what some themes going on in the dynamic right now, okay? I just want to let you guys know when I pop on here, it's usually because I have like a lot of thoughts and like different ways I want to convey things. So some of these readings might be more like general and not so divine masculine specific, but I will always be including my divine masculine updates, my channel love letters, but so I'm always going to keep my channel very diverse. And then of course I have my astrology reading, so I just want you guys to know that. All right, so let's get some themes going on, even though I already have some themes in mind here. I'm going to pull two of these, and I'm going to pull two from my Pearls of Wisdom deck, because I'm just feeling that energy this morning. So I created this deck, Pearls of Wisdom. That link below will be there if you guys want to check out my decks that I've created. I have my first tarot deck coming out. Yep, interesting, okay? I love this, okay? This is exactly what I was thinking. I mean, I had a lot of themes on my brain that I was thinking about this morning, but no, I never know what lighting I like. Oh, I like that. Ooh. Okay, so I think that it's very interesting on this journey, okay, because we are tapping into where the divine masculine is at. And a lot of that is because we're curious and we want to know where our person is, okay? But it's all a reflection when we tap in is also where the feminine's at, because they're mirror souls, right? So I got mirroring here. Everything in your world is an outward expression of yourself mirroring back parts of you, okay? So I've been saying this in my readings, whenever you're finding like qualities in another person or you're super zoomed in on something, it's because something is coming up in you. It's whether they have those same qualities that you're not addressing in yourself, or you're not wanting to address anything in yourself, so you're fixated on everything on the outside. So when we're totally fixated on our masculine, we're missing the point that everything that happens with our masculine is mirroring back to us, okay? We also have trust. Trust the path and let go of the feeling that it should have been any other way. It's all happening the exact way it's supposed to. So let's get these cards from the Witch's Wisdom. Stability, Staff, and Balance. Wow, how consistent here. Okay, so I feel like everything that's happening right now is so both people can gain a sense of their own like mental stability and mental balance. Okay, so when I'm gonna probably be bringing up Abraham Hicks a lot, because I've just been thinking about her, like her stuff a lot lately. You know, she talks about being wobbly in your stance, and we get wobbly when we get out of alignment with ourselves. And so sometimes the masculine runs because he's trying to actually help both parties break the bonds of codependency, okay? So if we can't have someone in our life without getting wobbly, without getting unstable, then we do have to retract our energy. And it's never wrong for anyone, including your masculine, to want to take a step back for the sake of both of you guys having more stability, okay? So I feel both people right now are seeking that within the connection. And because when you deal with someone and it's so intimate and the mirroring becomes so intense, sometimes people have to take a step back because they need to get their mind right, okay? And that codependency is really the theme that I wanted to talk about this morning. Just, you know, how we don't want to, in this journey, stay stagnant in a sense of codependency. And you'll notice even without without even being in your masculine's world, this theme that comes up a lot just with people in your life, because a lot of this journey is about breaking the chains of codependency, okay? So I feel like people right now just need to trust that space is good, because it's helping people really get aligned and get balanced with themselves and get clear. And sometimes that can't be done when you're in union with your masculine, okay? And there is a theme of trust going on here. So I'm pulling from tarot, and also I want to pull from Divine Feminine Healing from Mystic Moon and get some other messages here. I've been drinking coffee lately, and I feel like it's just probably not the best thing. You know, a lot of this journey is about breaking any sort of low vibrational energy. And for me, coffee is almost like a slippery slope of going into addiction space. And it's because it's another brain altering thing, okay? So when I got sick last year, I was forced to really eliminate literally anything low vibrational. And it is part of the spiritual process here, okay? So I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but I just feel the need to talk about it. This journey is just has so many different layers to it. I just got 4, I guess this is what I'm saying, soul cleanse. I embrace my emotions, okay? This is so interesting. So cleansing yourself with anything that could be hindering your clarity so you could get stability here. We've got self-love. I must learn to provide the same love and dedication I give to others. And I feel both people in this situation, obviously this is what the journey is all about, self-love, okay? We've got wishes here. I trust what is meant for me will show up at the right moments of my life. You guys, look at this. 2 things about trust, okay? So a lot of us want to control the situation. We want to know. We want to be in control. And a lot of this journey is about letting go of control and having trust and surrendering to the path and trusting that everything's happening along the path as it should, and everything will come in time. I do not wait on others to fulfill my happiness. So waiting on union defeats the whole purpose. What can we do in the meantime to improve ourselves, to get to a point to where if union does come, we can be in a healthy relationship where we don't lose our balance, okay? So I do feel like ultimately that's what we want, is the happily ever after. But I feel like society has convinced us that that involves this picture perfect scenario with this other person, hand in hand, physical union, okay? But so many people have that and they're not happy because they haven't resolved things in their own. I see so many people in the 3D realm that have what like I would think I want, right? A family, kids, the house, everything. But it's an illusion. A lot of times the 10 of Cups is very much this I never know how to say that word, illusion. Not illusion, but it's this idea of like, once I get there, I'll be happy. And it's not, you can't ever be happy with things on the outside if you haven't fixed what's broken on the inside, okay? So I do have a couple reversals here, but I'm not going to take them. This Knight of Wands is always showing up, okay? I feel this is like the immature sense of like going after desires, going after passions. The masculine, this is Sagittarius, Aries, Leo energy. The masculine has like this young mentality about fulfilling his like pleasures, but I feel got 9 of Wands. I feel like trust is coming up because the masculine didn't trust his decision to make a decision when it came to the feminine, like choosing what he really wanted, okay? He didn't think that his wishes could come true. We have 10 of Cups and wishes here. He didn't believe that he could really have a happily ever after, and I feel like he self-sabotaged it. He pushed something positive away, and he chose, you know, a direction that he felt was more suitable and acceptable to the outside world because of all the unhealed things within him, okay? This is Gemini energy too with this Lovers. Let's get some more tarot here. else is going on with the masculine? Oh, a few tarot and an energy card to clarify. I've got so many cards here. If you guys actually saw what's going on here, okay? So I feel there's a lot here about desires versus like what the universe is actually wanting you to do. We've got a powerful move and the power of purpose. What does it say about a powerful move here? 58. Action, movement with purpose, which Knight of Wands is a lot of. The time for rest is over, changes in the air. This is a powerful time when deliberate action is needed to move your intentions out of the realm of thought and into the material. How do you approach your relationship to the invisible world as an influence? Do you recognize yourself? To take steps forward towards your intended purpose, start first with the way you think. Let curiosity be the focus now and display a willingness to discover new things instead of confirming your past expectations. Be open, be clear about your motives and desires, and set your intention. Okay, that's the powerful move. Now let's see what it says, power of purpose. There comes a time when you realize that you are destined for something that is yours and yours alone. The catalyst might be experience with a special person, a path you chose, or something you feel called to do. You'll discover it's not necessarily what you thought it would be and has nothing to do with what everyone else wants or seems to want. So this is happening within the mask. So the direction of this reading has taken me in a different direction, because I actually kind of did want to focus on what the journey is bringing up for you and mirroring back to you, but I'm getting pulled in this direction where the masculine has to make a choice now to go after what it was that he really wants and take action with this Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands definitely takes action. But like I just said, it goes against what other people wanted for him, what he was expected to do, and it has to come from this like seed of desire within himself of what actually would make him happy and what would bring him balance and stability, okay? This is about him fulfilling his actual wishes here. Wow. Okay, so the masculine has to leave something behind, which is, I feel, his idea of what his world would look like. We've got the Tower reversed, okay? I feel like he has the power to change the course of his destiny, but it requires him being bold enough to take a leap of faith, okay? And a cycle is coming to an end here with the world. So it could be the cycle of the masculine playing small and not going after what it is he really wants. But it also could be happening because the feminine has the feminine's been waiting here, okay? The feminine has been waiting, and he's starting to get the sense that she's not waiting anymore. Rather than waiting on another to change, I make the changes within myself so that I may have these reflected back to me. So you guys could have turned a corner in your own lives, but we've got another thing about stability here, but this is Ten of Pentacles reversed. I feel like things are transforming, things are healing, and this to me is also like the wish card, the star. People are really starting to want to just manifest what's in their heart, what they desire here, okay? So the masculine is coming forward, whether you guys see it or not. I always get the Knight of Pentacles as this, like, someone's coming forward, but you don't necessarily see it, okay? How's the masculine viewing the feminine right now? This reading totally took me in a different direction than I anticipated. She who forgives, remorse, guilt, and forgiveness. So you guys could have like maybe even telepathically sent your masculine some like compassion and remorse and like guilt, and he could be sensing that your heart is opening and you're softening. And she who waits. Look, we have wait, timing. I do feel the masculine has recognized that the feminine has been sitting here waiting for you this whole time, okay? We've got she who waits, patience, waiting, and determination, and that you have never let go of this connection, okay? So I feel a lot of you also are conflicted because a lot of you want to show the masculine, look, I'm still here, but you also want to show them that you're not just sitting around waiting. So it's like time is of the essence, but also you want them to see the devotion you've had in all this time. So, to be honest, like, it's weird lately because I haven't been thinking about my masculine much at all. Like, I haven't been feeling like, I feel very detached, okay? But there's one thing that makes me think about him a lot, which is I'm like sort of displaced, like, location wise right now. And I've been thinking about, you know, starting over. This is kind of what I've done always in the past. I was able to like move about, you know, I'm kind of a gypsy at heart. I like different cities. I like starting over. But I've had this blockage to it ever since I moved to the city that I met my masculine in, which way even before I met him, I could never get myself to leave. And I could always get myself to leave before. And it's like, I can't seem to, anyways. So, but I don't really think about him that much other than when I think about me relocating. And I keep trying to imagine myself like in a brand new city. And then I keep finding that, but my search is already over. Like, what I was always looking for, I found in him and in that particular city. And it feels like I'm forcing myself to try to find like the puzzle piece when I've already found it. And but it also could be my self-limiting beliefs that maybe I don't know. So it's this kind of feeling that you're searching for home and then you find it within your masculine, but then there is no 3D home, and then you're just like confused because it's to me there's so much about like location and a sense of home rather than actually just him romantically. It's just more, but I've already found who I am within this dynamic, like as a divine feminine. And so I'm just sharing that story because some of you guys might relate. I feel really, really off from my coffee. So hopefully what I'm saying is resonating. A lot of themes here though about time and waiting and trust and like devotion. Oh my God, you guys, I have gotten the wind like 3 times this week, and the eagle. So someone, I had a reading with the eagle and the video got cut off. So someone actually messaged me having a dream about an eagle. This is very interesting because these are both like in the air qualities. This could be about communication is coming from your masculine, okay? Because air is all about communication. We have number 16 and 63. Let me just see what it says about the eagle. The eagle has landed. I do feel, I mean, I think readers say this a lot, but I genuinely been feeling like something is shifting just based on other readers and like things they've discovered about their masculine recently. Look at this. Have you been trapped in your daily routine and feel like you do not know where to go or what to do next? Have you lost your sense of purpose? Eagle invites you to take a deep breath and spread your wings. When was the last time you opened them? Eagle reminds you that your spirit was born to soar to the heavens. As you contemplate choices, ask yourself, do I want to live in a chicken coop? It's time to see through the eyes of the eagle. Let your vision of the whole and its parts become laser-like. Did you climb up the ladder of no more excuses? You do not have enough time, enough money, or enough sleep, yet the time is now to fly to your chosen purpose. I really do feel the masculine is getting this nudge, like it's now or never. Okay, the time is for change. And like I said in a reading this last week, I feel the masculine is going to start finally making steps towards the feminine, but she's finally making steps towards her own destiny. And it might be that those two have to happen simultaneously. The feminine really has to take some sort of step in order for the masculine to take a step. And this is just something I've always talked about, okay? I'm getting kind of loopy. I wanted to kind of address a couple more things, but let me pull just a couple more cards here. If for some reason my video just ends abruptly, I want you guys to know that's going to be the end. I'm not going to fuss with making another one and combining them because that's what's been making me lose my videos. I've literally been like having a battle with Mercury retrograde, like with videos and recordings. So I just want you guys to know that. Internal explorer and loving compassion. So I do feel like we both parties in this situation need to go inward and really need to keep exploring within our soul the answers, okay? And having compassion for all aspects of ourselves. Okay, so I've been thinking a lot about the theme of codependency, and I wanted to read this. I wanted to read it at the end because I tend to lose attention when I do this stuff in the beginning. So someone that I've loved since like 2011, I get a weekly message in a bottle from her, is this lady, Christina Rasmussen, and she is an author on grief. She lost her husband when she was like 35, and she started writing this, she wrote a book called Second First, and I just love her, and I love her. Every week on Friday, she sends a message in a bottle. This is from actually a message I received from her in 2017, so that might ring a bell. And I felt like this was aligned with the theme I've been thinking about lately. So this is her message. She writes to you. She says, "Dear Alexandra," she'll put your name if you sign up for her. So this will relate to anyone who's experienced grief, loss, but this is a theme about codependency that I wanted to read, okay? I've always dreamed about someone coming to rescue me. Last night in my dream, I saw myself on the ground trying to stand up, and a stranger came over to help me. It felt so good to have this stranger grab my hand and guide me to another path that I could not find on my own. The feeling of being rescued was magnificent. I still feel it as if I am writing to you, but unfortunately, there is nobody here to rescue me. I have had to be brave on my own a lot lately, and because of that, I have felt a lot of fear. I have been scared. I even joked with myself last night. Would it be less scary if I close my eyes before the jumps I'm taking? Maybe it would for just a second, but it doesn't last. There are people who are there to help us up. Yes, sure they are. But very few ever rescue me, like carry me across a river per se. No, just kidding. No need to cross rivers, but you know, a tough year. And even though I know these rescues are rare, I still look for rescuers. My rescue fantasies now are different from the ones I had after my husband died. After he died, I used to fantasize how it would be if he didn't really die, and he walked through the door to rescue me from this pain, or how someone who had heard my story deposited money into my account, maybe even a couple of million. Haha. Yes, I did fantasize about that. But now my fantasies circle around my work. I met someone a few months ago, smart and experienced in the medical field. He noticed my life re-entry work. He wanted to help me. He wrote emails. I just want to skip over that part. Okay. And I thought to myself, there may be someone coming to rescue you from doing this all alone. And for about a month, I was so happy about this rescuer. And then just like that, this person disappeared. I sent emails. I waited, nothing. He went away, no more help. Months later, he wrote an email saying he was so embarrassed that he abandoned ship like this. I told him it was okay and not to worry. I understood. But I was lying. You see, a really long time ago, someone did rescue me. His name was Bob, and he owned a big HR recruiting firm. He heard about my story, met with me, and then proceeded to tell his team to send out 200 letters by mail to every VP of HR and every big company that they had relationships with. 3 days later, I had so many voicemails. Even the dean of Harvard School of Medicine, they wanted to interview me. Bob never asked for anything in return. He never got paid for this. And he told everyone in the letters this was outside of his services. He said he just wanted to help me. I got so many job offers through these letters, and that is how I got my first job after my husband died. It took about 7 years until someone who resembled Bob's nature came along. So yes, this is a rare occasion. But, and maybe this is why I believe that this new rescuer was for real, because I'm trying to get to the point. Now and again, there will be boats, cruisers, and big ships coming along the way, and that will be great to have, to rest, to be loved, to be rescued. And to the wannabe rescuer, I think I may have just what it takes to be brave in the darkness without anyone rescuing me. Here's to the brave ones on a float, swimming towards the shore they can't see. Okay, so, wow, I was actually looking for more. I read most of that and I didn't realize. So the reason why I wanted to read that is that this theme of codependency has been coming up a lot lately. And I think that even when I was watching my favorite show currently, Heart of Dixie, she had a moment where she was choking on a donut hole and there was nobody there to save her. And she had this like epiphany about her life that she was going to die alone. And last night I messaged my friend telling her that I was supposed to go visit a city that she's in. And I was just like, hey, I had surgery. I couldn't come. I'll let you know. if I'm coming next month. And she said, okay, just let us know. And I thought, us? So she's dating someone now for a few months. And it reminded me of when my masculine shifted from me and I to us. He suddenly this year became a unit. It's not just him when I'm communicating with him anymore. It's us. And I've been thinking about, how, awful it is to be on the receiving end of an us. It's like, someone told me when my masculine did it, he was doing it on purpose to throw that in my face. Like that alone was an attack to say us. But then when my friend did it last night, I thought that's not an attack. We all think two is better than one. We all think, being part of an us, whatever that looks like, makes us feel more acceptable, makes us feel more normal, makes us feel less alone, less scared. It makes us feel like we've made it. We have another person, we have another soul along with us for the journey. And those of us who have felt like alone and felt like we've gone through these battles and these wars and fighting these dragons in the forest that don't have someone along with us, we feel like, I can only speak for myself, but I think a lot of people feel this, like, because so many people are so quick to use the word us, that there's this innate desire to be a part of a team, to be a part of a unit, and that somehow if you're fighting this war of life alone, that you are inferior and you're almost like a God's forgotten child, because why weren't you given your partner? And some of us seek to find that within even like a friendship. You try to glob onto someone and say, we're best friends and this is my person. It's because we all are conditioned to believe that just by ourselves we're not enough. And but I feel that us, I keep saying the word us, on this spiritual journey are being forced to face a reality of being defined not by societal standards, but by a greater being, a greater calling, that this illusion of us even is an illusion. Of course the masculine saying that, or anyone saying that, is sort of it's not the most highest conscious, highest awakened state, because the reality is, even if you get married, even if you have a family, even if you're traveling on this earthly plane with another person, or you're best friends and you're so bonded, it's all temporary. Because when you enter this earth, you are a soul and you're traveling just as an individual soul. And anything that happens on the outside, and this is like, a reality that us who don't have a partner a lot of the time, or don't have someone else defining us, have to face, that others could say, oh, well, you're just trying to make yourself feel better. But the reality is, we are spiritual beings traveling on an earthly plane, and all these things we use to define ourselves by earthly standards are illusions. So we are being taught, the ones that are by ourselves, the ones that don't have these cushions of us and being a part of a team and being socially acceptable, we're being taught to rise to a higher level, to rise to a strength that other people don't have. And it requires courage, okay? That's really what it comes down to. And we got she who yearns and she who doubts. So it's like, I know a lot of you feel like there's this yearning in your soul to be a part of a team and have that person and to have your masculine, but you are being called to a higher purpose here. And we have fear and trust and wariness. And it's almost like you feel like your needs aren't going to get met because you feel like you need that to be okay. But the reality is you don't need that. You need yourself, and to know that you can do this on your own. And when I was going through my really severe illness last year in Philadelphia, I was living in a basement. It was a nice finished basement of a nice new house, but I was really facing my dark night of the soul on every level, because I had an illness that I didn't know what was happening, and every day I was like in survival, like scary mode, and I didn't have anyone to call. I was just alone and taking Ubers to the ER. But actually, I was so sick, I didn't even care about that aspect, but I was facing my mortality alone. And, oh God, I could like cry, because really in those moments, I didn't want another person, I wanted myself back. I wanted to get myself back. I actually didn't even care that I was alone. I was getting disconnected from myself, and the thing that I wanted most was myself. Because this is all you can rely on as you travel through your lifetimes. And I posted We Were Us this morning because my whole life I always wanted to be close to someone. I always was seeking that closeness within another person, my bestie, my person, you know, getting attached to my closest girlfriend, and then getting so hurt because everyone's on their own journey. And then lately I've been realizing, you know, as I want to be in a hermit mode, a lot of people want me to play that role for them, and I understand. But when you're starting to lose your health and your everything, you really start to realize it's only yourself that you need. And everyone on the outside is a mirror reflection of you. And so, I was going to say something about that, but you are enough. You alone are enough. And you, I'm sure, have gotten messages throughout your life that you're not enough just by yourself. And when people are throwing us bullets at you all the time, you're like, what's wrong with me? Oh, so I posted that song, We Were Us. And I forgot what I was going to say about that too. But, you know, your masculine has to get to a point where he's breaking bonds of codependency as well. And so I feel like I could just always keep talking because I have like so much to say. And I hope you guys are getting a lot out of these videos. I've been a lot more raw and honest and open about my own personal journey lately. And I do it because I'm called to assist you, and I hope that it helps. I've been through everything you could possibly imagine. So, it is scary to be alone. And I know that a lot of you guys that follow me don't have your person, and it's not just about the loneliness, it's about the thoughts about yourself, what meaning you attribute to that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy of love, that you're like God's forgotten child. But what I was gonna say is, so I listen to these songs, We Were Us, and I feel this nostalgic feeling of like a love that I had that I lost. And I'm like, but my masculine and I weren't that song, We Were Us, where we were happy and in the car, and we never had that. But I have this feeling of loss when I listen to that. And maybe it's because I never had it, but also because, remember, we are souls. This isn't our first lifetime, most of us. And there were probably lifetimes where I did have that. So I'm, you know, if anyone ever says to you, oh, like, you don't even know what that kind of relationship is like, well, yes, my soul knows. I experienced those things in another lifetime. So there is a grief that you're carrying from other lifetimes. So don't forget that either, okay? I just want to get some last messages from the Divine Masculine. Go with the flow. Eye contact. Souls connect. Dark night of the soul. Soul searching. If this is your masculine is bound to have a dark night of the soul the way you have had. It's that if he's your masculine. If he doesn't ever have that moment, then it's either not your lifetime to connect, or he really isn't your masculine, okay? So if you guys have felt like you've had dark night of the soul, know that he will, if he is your masculine. Not that you want him to, but he will get to a point where he has to soul search. And when he soul searches, he'll remember the connection you guys had when you looked at each other, because he saw himself in it, okay? I hope you guys have made it to this part of the reading, because I kind of got derailed. The point of that message in a bottle was that, you know, sometimes we have to know that we're not going to get rescued. And the masculine needs to go with the flow and stop trying to control the situations, because I feel like the life has been forcing him in a direction. He's like, no, I'm going in this direction. And the flow is going to get so strong, the currents are going to get so strong that eventually he's going to be leaving the port that he's in, because his boat won't be able to stay anchored any longer, okay? Let's get one final message from this Threads of Fate. Threads of Fate and one from Pearls of Wisdom. And actually a tarot card too. This is from Michele at Wing & Bell. I'll put her information below. This is a custom made. I had her combine the Aphrodite and the Archangel Chamuel, which is a Knight of Pentacles reversed, and the Fool. Eventually, this masculine is going to have to stop the putzing around and stop the delaying and really start moving forward and taking a chance, okay? Because he's stalling. Versatility. And this is to me about realizing that it's not just one way. Life is not just one way, okay? There's many different avenues that could bring happiness, and we have to stop with the mindset of it has to be this way. Clean slate and self-reliance. Oh my God, you guys. Everyone's viewpoint is based on the lens through which they view themselves in the world. You don't always need to seek advice. Seek within. Okay, this is exactly what I've been talking about. And then clean slate. Stop replaying a story that no longer relates. Play a new tape, write a new story. You are not forever defined by your past. That's exactly what I've been saying too. Oh, all right. So guys, that is your reading. I hope it resonated with you and helped you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.